The strange thing was, nothing bad had happened. No disaster, no breakup, no terrible news. It was a good day, a normal day. The kind of day people post about and say,
"Life's pretty good lately."
And yet, that night, David sat on his couch, staring at his phone, and realized something that scared him more than anything ever had. He felt absolutely nothing. Not stressed, not tired, not sad, just flat. Like someone had quietly turned the volume down on life, and he couldn't remember when it started. David hated boredom. Silence made him uncomfortable. Empty moments felt like wasted time. So he filled them. All of them. Phone when he woke, podcast in the shower, YouTube on the commute, scrolling during breaks, music while walking, more scrolling before bed. Every second had something. No waiting, no stillness, no nothing. And honestly, he thought this meant he was winning. More content, more stimulation, more productivity.
At least I'm not wasting time.
Then, small things started happening. Tiny things, easy to ignore. He'd forget conversations, miss texts, rewatch the same video twice.
Bro, you're here, but you're not really here.
He laughed it off, but it stuck because it felt true. Like he was always slightly somewhere else, half present, half distracted. Like life was playing in the background. Then came the moment he couldn't ignore. He got an email. A promotion. More money, better title, something he'd worked toward for months, the kind of news you imagine celebrating. He stared at it, read it twice, waited for the rush. Nothing. No excitement, no pride, no smile, just blank, like reading someone else's good news. And that's when it scared him, because if this doesn't make me feel something, what will? Because here's the weird part. This isn't laziness. It isn't burnout. It isn't depression. It's actually something your brain does on purpose, something most people don't even realize is happening. And once you understand it, you can't unsee it. I'll explain exactly what constant stimulation does to your brain and why it slowly makes everything feel meaningless. If you like these kinds of psychological stories and deep dives, you can subscribe. I post new ones every week. All right, here's what's really happening. Here's what David didn't understand yet, and what most people never realize. This wasn't a motivation problem. It wasn't laziness. It wasn't burnout. It was biology. Your brain runs on dopamine, not happiness. Dopamine is what makes things feel interesting. It's what creates anticipation, curiosity, drive. It's the chemical that makes you want to move towards something. But apps, scrolling, short videos, infinite feeds, they hijack that system. Every swipe gives you something new, something unpredictable. And your brain loves unpredictable rewards. So every scroll gives you a tiny dopamine spike, not big, but constant, dozens, sometimes hundreds, every single day, which sounds harmless until your brain adapts. Because it always adapts. It raises the baseline, meaning normal life suddenly isn't enough. Real conversations feel slow. Work feels dull. Movies feel boring. Even good news feels flat. Because compared to infinite stimulation, real life can't compete. So your brain protects itself. It lowers sensitivity, turns the volume down on everything. Not just your phone, everything. Which feels like this strange emotional fog. Not sadness, not depression, just numb. David thought he was tired, but his brain had simply been overstimulated for so long that reality stopped feeling exciting. He looked back at the last year. Months blurred together. Days disappeared. He couldn't remember the last time something truly hit him. He hadn't been living. He'd been consuming, watching, scrolling, filling every second so he'd never have to sit still. And somewhere along the way, life stopped feeling real. And that scared him more than failure ever could. Because you can fix failure, but what do you do when you stop feeling your own life? He didn't delete everything, didn't throw the phone away, didn't disappear. He just tried something small. He put the phone face down and sat there. No music, no screen, no noise. At first it felt uncomfortable, restless, almost like withdrawal. But slowly, thoughts came back. Memories, ideas, actual emotions, messy, human, real. And for the first time in months, he felt something. Not huge, not dramatic, just alive. And real felt better than numb. Nothing dramatic happened to David. That's the scary part. Life didn't collapse. It just slowly went numb. And all it took was one small habit, his phone. But here's the problem. That wasn't the only habit doing this. Not even close. The phone was just the first one he noticed. Next, he realized something worse. He wasn't just distracted. He didn't even know who he was anymore. And that hit way harder.